Ladies and gentlemen, we are
give it the
live.
40-second delay.
Yeah, no, it happens.
Wow.
Let's start off this coffee with Flit with Liv. Thank you so much
It's my absolute pleasure.
for getting me a coffee. Let me see. You know, Duncan doesn't normally get it right, but today they almost got it right.
Well, that's good because that means they're batting it.
Did they do good on yours?
No, this is pretty gross.
The aftertaste is kind of what is it? The aftertaste that's bad for yours? Like the burnt coffee taste?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
That's
have the same
annoying.
coffee.
that's signature.
Yeah, signature burnt roasted coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's coffee with Flip, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning.
There's the coffee part.
Yeah, thank you
Here's
guys.
the coffee. Here's the flip.
Yeah,
Here's flip.
and here's the width.
Yeah.
Coffee with Flip.
I thought you were saying like W, like with.
Oh, width. No.
And I was
no.
like, what the heck does that mean?
Nope, I wouldn't go there. I've learned my lesson multiple times. Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Coffee with Flip, where, you know, it is the month of love. It is spicy topics this month. Em's going to give us the rundown, but before she does, shout out to the two best co-hosts, co-stars.
I think that's exaggerating a little.
We got Liv. Can we call you co-stars?
I'd prefer not.
Well, let's start with my first co-star, Olivia,
Yep.
also known as East Liverpool.
East Liverpool.
That's me.
You are on my east side, and then to my left. I have
Not
no idea.
actually, but
That's not east.
no, no, it's not.
I am actually on your west side.
Ooh,
Leather
West
is on your
Liverpool.
east side.
Hey, hey, let's turn over to the east side.
Compass for proof.
Oh,
But anyway.
How's it going? You were sick yesterday.
I'm doing a lot better today.
Well, that dog was sick, not feeling good. She trooped it out. She said she was going to leave early, and she was actually here late. That is dedication, ladies and gentlemen.
She's so brave.
She is so brave. She just loves her fish so much.
Our bravest co-star.
Yeah.
Oh
What are you
my
going to do when the back building doesn't have Wi-Fi? You're going to be forced to come work over here. We will just love it.
Yeah, I guess I will be forced to come over here.
Me and Em miss you.
I miss you guys too.
We
Wow.
shall not lie.
Emily, I miss you too.
Wow. Well,
I'm
Em,
just kidding.
before we go to even further down the rabbit hole,
Yeah.
what do we got going on today?
Okay, so welcome to week 2 of our mini series for February. It's all about Aquarium Hot Takes. So we're discussing controversial topics in the hobby. This week we're tackling tank size and stocking levels. So we're going from everything from is a 2-gallon aquarium ethical to is a 20-gallon long ethical if you stock it improperly. We're covering all angles of this week, and we want to hear from you as we debate. So make sure that you guys are dropping your opinions as we go through. But before we get too deep, Lev, what's going on in Flip?
Well, first and foremost, sign up for the Will.
Do
I just
it.
posted the link in the chat. It'll be pinned at the end of the show. We will spin. Somebody's gonna win. I was actually messaging just Chris a minute ago. He told me he's gonna win today, so
Just Chris is going to win today?
that's what he told me.
I hope he does.
So
What
When-
number is he?
I don't know.
Hey, my coffee gets better the more I drink.
That's awesome.
Figured you wanted to know.
I did. Thank you. I was
did you
just going to say, when you're Chris, can you ever lose? You
That's
know?
true. All he does is
When
win.
you're Rob, you can lose a lot.
Yeah.
I wish my mom named me Chris.
Change your name.
It wouldn't hit the same.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry,
you're
we
not-
interrupted
you're not
your
a Chris.
announcements
No,
for
it's
even more
okay.
important announcements.
And then our fish building progress. So if you're not a member, you should be. They're
Yes.
getting
What are you
behind
doing?
the scenes updates. every week about
Can I
what's
just say
going on.
something about that real quick?
Please do.
Oh,
Listen.
God.
I would love if you did.
Em literally edited the most unhinged video, which comes out this week, right?
Yeah, it'll come out this Friday.
Yeah. And like,
I've been maybe
she
bootlegging
literally
it to people.
was
'cause it's so
messaging me,
funny.
talking to me about it. She's like, Rob, this is potentially the funniest video that we have ever made. And none of it is intentionally
Leather,
funny.
I was bawling my eyes out to the point where I didn't even know that I could, you know, when like you're crying and you're like, and you can't catch your breath. I didn't know that was possible while you were like laugh crying. Literally, Liv walks in, she's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Literally, this video. I just can't."
I just needed to know if we had a mono shrimp.
Yeah.
Is
this-
it like
wild.
uploaded but hidden?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll have to watch
Yeah,
it.
you can watch it.
Oh yeah.
I could
Yeah,
go
it's-
for a good cry laugh.
It is
Yeah,
pretty
it's
funny.
like it's different points throughout the video. It is long. It's like 23 minutes.
yeah.
It's a
And
long
is
one.
this the members only video, or is
Yeah.
this the
It's the
okay?
members
And
only
also
video.
another cool thing that we're doing, which is kind of an announcement too. And sorry to steal your
That's
thunder, which Em showed me this morning. We're just rolling out end credits on our long form content for Core Club and Crystal Club members, and we decided to do all the bloopers for the video as the end credits. So like there's bloopers playing while there's stuff going through, and Em she's like, "Hey, I need you to approve this," and I watched it. I'm just like, "Yep." That's pretty
great.
funny. And it's literally like the last like couple seconds is like and then it ends with like, "Oh, cuts," or something like that. It's pretty funny. So definitely, if you guys want to see, you know, get a good laugh,
Yeah.
watch the last like 30 seconds of the video. I
Just
think
skip to the
I think that's gonna start maybe this week or next week
Yeah.
because we're a couple videos ahead. So yeah, it's pretty funny. So shout out to DJ M for just really knocking out of the park. So anyway, Leather, you were saying before I rudely interrupt you.
Yeah, no, that's really it. Just the members are getting to see it all behind the scenes.
Can I,
mean,
just say something?
Yes, please.
That was rude. It almost made me spit my coffee everywhere. It even came up my nose a little bit. Oh my god, that
I don't
burned.
actually have anything to
I
say.
know! I know!
Man, burnt coffee in your nose? That's
Smells
tough.
so good.
Leather, nose free diet out. He's drowning.
Hurry up, give me the Heimlich.
Nothing.
No, no.
The Heimlich is the one that, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I just
Wow.
want to make sure I didn't say CPR or something.
Anyways, just be a member. They get to see all the stuff, and they get to know what's going on sale first in our sale, because we're marking a lot of stuff down as we move up to 50% off. And we've even marked some hard goods down too. So now's the time to stock up, because this stuff won't restock at these prices.
No.
Okay, are you guys ready?
No, it will not. Are we
No.
ready? What's that?
It's 11:09.
Hey, we still got.
Oh wait.
You know, let's just.
I didn't even start that.
You know, I want to know who's in chat. I just want to know who I'm talking to today. Is old Mad Dog here today?
The chat is very chatty today. Is who here?
Oh.
Mad Dog.
Yeah, she is.
Madison's here.
And Bougie's here.
Oh my
Brandon,
God.
Jody.
I missed my bougie.
Yeah.
And my Maddie Mad.
Let's see, who else? My Fish Tank Aquatics.
Did you see Madison call me out on Discord though?
You knew she would.
No, I didn't think she would. She said she had like 4 alarms. Like, I'm calling BS.
She was
Girl.
ignoring you.
You had no alarm set. You ain't fooling me. Nah, I just like ruffling her feathers.
Leather, who have you been missing in chat?
Just like I was done talking.
I was missing Bougie. I was
Yeah.
messaging her.
Mission Bougie.
I was mission Bougie.
Mission bougie.
Missing Bougie. And you know
Yeah.
who else hasn't been on in a while? Braxton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably busy. They're always busy.
Braxton.
I think they'll be in town soon-ish.
Really? I love
They're
Braxton.
gonna come get some boxes
And
from us.
I miss Will.
Yeah.
It's like you name a Will after a guy.
We just
And
disappeared.
he just
Name a wheel
disappears on
after-
me.
He's still a member. He just can't ever join.
He's so busy. Who have you been missing?
I've been missing my Jody Joe.
Jody Joe?
Jody P.
Mm-hmm.
Jody's here.
I know. I see her in chat. She's always here. I just miss her.
You know who Leather
I miss
misses?
her every day but Wednesday.
Leather misses Little Ron.
Little Ron?
Lil Ron.
Lowell Ron. Lowell is always here.
Lil is always here.
Dedicated
He
fan.
never misses.
Hey.
He's even reminding people on Discord when we
Are we
got
doing Flip
restocks
After
for him.
Dark on Friday?
Thursday.
Thursday, that's what I meant. We're not streaming it though. We're just
No, not going to
jumping
stream
in.
it on YouTube. We'll
We're
be
jumping
hanging
in
out
Discord.
Yeah,
It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be playing some COD,
for sure.
hanging out with the members. It'll
Guppy
be a good
Joe's
time.
here too.
Guppy Joe.
J. Lou.
Jay Lou's here.
Yep.
And J. Lou dropped a crazy picture of you in Flip After Dark
Yeah.
on Discord.
Was it the eyebrowless one?
Do you want to show him real quick?
Yeah, do you want to see it?
Catch
I
him on
don't know if I
camera?
want to see it, but yes.
So
And, guys, Discord is unhinged.
someone put this in there. Just I
Oh
don't know
my-
who did that. Just as a reminder. And then
I
J.
haven't
Lou
been
dropped
on
this.
Discord a lot. Oh my gosh.
What? Guys, you don't even want to know.
The resemblance is uncanny.
Apparently, I look really weird without eyebrows. Feel free to Photoshop me with a screenshot of this video, and you can see for yourself. I don't know what to say, really. So, Liv has a thing for guys without eyebrows and belly buttons.
Without eyebrows and belly buttons?
Yeah.
Or without eyebrows but they have belly buttons?
Here's
Without
the truth.
eyebrows,
I
like-
love a man with a belly button. No, I was scrolling through my photos last night, and then that came across as a jump scare, an absolute jump scare. It's
A
just you.
jump scare.
Yeah, you without eyebrows.
Mm.
I was trying to find a picture from my vacation last year, but anyway, none of this is important. And then that came up.
So, hot takes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm having fun today.
Hot takes. Eyebrowless Rob is my sleep paralysis demon.
Well, I'm sorry. Did you sleep good last night?
No,
You had
not
nightmares
after
all
that.
night.
Anyway,
Just a world with aliens without eyebrows.
yeah.
It would be scary. That's gonna be the new trend. Everyone shaves their eyebrows.
I'm out. I'm not. No.
Well, they doesn't need to.
I just lose them. I just lose them anyway.
We just need to stress her out.
I started the trend,
Yeah, you did start the trend.
and I didn't.
Leather
even
had
have
a
to shave
season
it.
where she was so stressed she lost her eyebrows.
Just one.
Just one?
Yeah.
yeah.
Ooh, that's the trend.
And then I was trying to draw this one on to match this one.
You just decided to shave them.
She used
No.
to have really little glasses, and then the eyebrow thing happened. She's like, "Oh, I got to get bigger frames
Yeah, my
to cover
glasses
this."
cover my eyebrows, so
cover
you
this
couldn't
up.
tell anyway.
Yeah, that is fair.
I didn't even know you had eyebrows until you took your glasses off the first time.
I purposely buy them so they can be my eyebrows,
Mm.
in case it happens again.
Mm, mhm.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. All right, let's you guys, let's talk about the spicy topic. I'm going to leave it up to you two. Do you want to start with stocking a tank or tank size?
Tank size.
Yeah, I think we should start with tank size.
Okay, so let's ask the chat, what is the smallest tank that you feel like is acceptable for the average hobbyist?
Average. It's a weighted question.
Yeah.
So I'm not like somebody who has been in the aquarium hobby, had a couple tanks, understands the basics of
Oh,
a
okay,
nitrogen
okay,
cycle, like the average hobbyist. I'm not talking about, the person who goes to PetSmart and buys a tank and throws fish in it.
Yeah, okay.
Jennifer Linka says 5 gallon. Guppy Joe says 5.5. Just Chris says 10. Lowell Ron says 10. Mama Bear says 10. Madison says 5. Dan ATX 10. J Lou 10. Brandon says 2.5.
Wow.
That's risky business.
That is risky.
Jam River 10. Allen 20 gallon long.
No.
Madison. Oh, now she changed to 5.5. Tank Gal 5. Bougie says 20. Raised Fish Room
Bougie.
5.5.
I
So
appreciate
we
you.
have
So a
Anywhere
lot
from
of
2.5 to
5.
20.
Yeah, a lot of 5, a lot of 10. I'd say probably 10 seemed to be the most common.
Definitely.
I mean, little 20, little 2.5.
A little 20.
So
when you ask this
Oh,
question,
sorry.
when you ask this loaded question,
why don't you be the host of this show?
I'm asking a clarifying question.
She is the co-star.
Yeah.
No, she is the co-star. That's right.
Like, are we gearing this towards any specific type of livestock? Or are you just saying in general?
Just in general. Just in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
So for you, what do you think is an appropriate tank size?
If I was personally going to have a tank, I probably wouldn't go smaller than 20.
Yeah.
But I think for someone who does this, like, they could get away with 5 or 10
Yeah.
healthily if they understand the basic kind of mechanics of an
I
aquarium.
agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. For me, having started with a 10, I wish it was a 20.
That's fair. We do too.
So, yeah, I mean, not that I don't understand more. What are you laughing about?
He said, "We do too," and then he lost it. But I don't even know what that means.
Because every time I walk into every time I walk into Leather's office, there's this dirty fish tank.
Yeah, it does need love, but it's going to get broken down soon, so there's no point in, like, cleaning it. And I'm never in my office anymore.
I know.
But I think just, like, trying to figure out the balance of the 10-gallon has definitely been, like, even before I wasn't in my office, it was already a struggle.
What?
You
still laughing at the fact that I laughed at myself?
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just love that you're having a good time.
You know, you got to.
It's like watching a little kid play on the playground, and you're like...
Makes you feel good, doesn't
yeah.
it?
It's like, aw,
Yeah.
look at them.
Look at me. This is great.
Look at you.
So you wish you did a 20 instead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a reason that we set that tank up,
So
but
yes. So 5.5 gallon, I could see it. And the main reason I could see it is, if you're just breeding a pair of guppies, 5.5 gallons plenty for that.
Yeah.
But like if you were setting it up on, right here to be a display, then that's a whole lot harder to like maintain. Like, cause you're going to want a couple fish, you're going to want a snail, you're going to want some plants. It might be a little bit harder.
Yeah.
So like for the everyday hobbyist, average hobbyist, I would say it's possible. I would say 10 gallons would be better.
Yeah.
But here's where I think the biggest problem is. You walk into a PetSmart today, the majority of tanks that you're going to see are desktop aquariums. Like definitely under 10 gallons, probably most under 5 gallons. Like they have a whole row of these tiny tanks that are nano tanks for a betta, for this, for that. And like really there's not much that is like over the 10-gallon size that isn't like a ridiculous price. Like they'll have the 55-gallon display or something like that. Now if you go to like a mom and pop shop, like probably the majority of what they have is going to be bigger full displays, like already, some fake decor in there already kind of set up for you guys to take home. And so I think there's this trick that's going on is like, or a trend that like, oh yeah, it'd be kind of cool to have a desktop aquarium. I know when I first got into the hobby, like I thought it was cool. There was like an alarm clock that had an aquarium attached to it. And I was like, oh, like I'll use that aquarium for like my baby fish. It was like 0.5 gallons and like impossible to maintain.
Yeah.
Like literally impossible. And that's when like I just didn't know.
Right.
And so like I ended up never using it. But like I'm sure there's so many people that go to PetSmart, pick out some fish, buy one of these desktop aquariums, set it up, and then realize that, oh my gosh, this hobby is too hard. And how many people get turned off from the hobby because of that? And so it is a unique problem, but I don't know the solution.
Yeah. It's kind of the whole thing about novelty that we have talked about before. Like even as we for our brand, as we think about like what's our mission, what do we want to do, like we don't want this hobby to just be a novelty thing. But little tanks like that are kind of gimmicky or whatever, it's a novelty tank. It's not one that people are going to house their animals that they view as pets in. It's one that they're going to be like, oh yeah, this thing is cool. Not like this living fish needs a good home, you know?
Yeah.
So it is interesting. I don't know. Guess we just got to get some passionate people out into the world.
Yeah, Leather, how do we start
Dropping their
turning
hot
this
takes.
around?
I don't know, Rob. We're gonna have to open some flip retail stores all across the country and take out.
Oh,
Petco.
that's the solution. I like it. You know she's from marketing.
Got to get into the schools,
And
teach them young.
we'll have employees that educate people as they're shopping, so they
Yeah.
really know what they need to get.
Yeah, I think education is a huge part of it. But
All of our employees will go through rigorous educational training, so they know.
yeah, they'll have to take a 6-week course.
Yeah, literally.
Get certified.
Flip certified.
Flip
certified.
certification. Little school.
Wow.
Not a terrible idea. I mean, I don't know the logistics of what.
It's just nothing. You're the star.
No, please, please. I want to know.
I just don't know what's happening right now.
You don't?
No.
We're talking about education and how we educate people, and just talking about small tanks and like how do we fix this problem in our hobby. Do you want me to go deeper for you?
Yeah, can you play it all back, please?
No.
I think it's this thing about novelty in the hobby. I was just re-saying what I already said. Anyway, I was trying to play it back also, but left me high and dry, so.
No, I knew what you were trying to do. I just wanted, just wanted you to sit in it for a little bit.
Madison wants to know if you're using a squatty potty.
This is a box, a crate. Ooh,
This
Madison.
is also a box.
Madison, you inspired me to switch up my stance. Em always tells me that my camera does not flatter me with the box that I'm using. So I blame Liv. She inspired the box, and she led me to this place where Madison questions me. But
Guppy
anyway,
Joe also questioned you. But
that is referring to tank size.
yeah.
No, let's talk about. Can I help you?
No.
Liv's struggling today. Let's talk about actually stocking levels. So like,
Yeah.
regardless of tank size, stocking. So the biggest thing in the hobby over the past, like when I first got in it, which was like 12 years ago, everyone's like, oh, a good rule to have is an inch of fish per gallon. So is that still relevant today? What?
I don't know.
You just can't do it.
The vibes are just strange.
They're just hurting you.
It's the parasites.
It's the
you know?
parasites. Maybe like run to the bathroom or eat a banana or something.
There's just a peel.
It's just a peel. Oh,
Yeah, I already ate the banana.
darn it.
All right.
So anyway, where'd you want to go with this?
Stocking tanks.
Yeah, is the inch per gallon still relevant?
The chat's given some feedback.
Because I'm curious to see what people think. I know my
Chat
opinion.
says no.
Period.
on it. Just no. That's what everyone's saying.
JNN says no.
I
Guppy Joe
agree.
says. Oh, wait. He's giving us lots of comments. This is a. Stocking depends on several factors. 1, how much you feed. 2, how many live plants. 3, how much biofilm. 4, what type of fish. Bougie says.
Ooh, that's good. That's good points.
Bougie says false, irrelevant, myth. Jennifer says stocking depends on type of aquarium setup. Temperate Tank says false. Mama Bear says it depends on so many things. Lowell says no. Just Chris depends on the fish. Whip says it was never relevant.
Yeah, Whip.
Staying on
Kiwi says
business.
we decide. Dan says 1 inch per gallon makes terrible assumptions.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
So just to give you guys, I mean, for everyone listening that wasn't in the hobby a long time ago, or maybe is just getting in the hobby, the inch per gallon is basically like for every gallon you have. So if you have a 10-gallon aquarium, you can have 10 inches of fish. So like a neon tetra is like 3/4 of an inch or something like that. So you could have, 10 to 15 neon tetras. And so like that is just basically what the pet stores used to tell you. So Leather, you just started getting into like husbandry, taking care of fish. You do a lot with our tetras, doing a lot with our platies, things like that. So I'm sure that you realize that different fish produce different amounts of waste.
Let me just tell you, I was always like, platies are underrated. Platies are underrated. I would not want a platy now because the amount of poop they create.
They are pooping machines.
They are.
So like
All they do is poop.
a platy is like an inch, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe like an inch and a half. But like I would say one platy produces the same amount of like 10 tetras,
Yeah,
like 10 neon tetras.
maybe more.
So again, 1 inch of fish is not equal.
Yeah.
And like, an Oscar is, 12 inches. But that sucker is huge.
Yeah.
So you look at that versus 12 neon tetras, it's not even comparable. So for our tanks, I know that you deal with some of the smaller fish that we have, like the tetras. What is our ideal stocking level? Like, what, in your opinion, for like our tanks, how we maintenance them, like what is our stocking level for? And so you all know at home, we keep 20-gallon longs. So 20-gallon
For
aquarium.
like tetras? Like
Yeah,
the smaller ones?
Yeah, say tetra.
I mean, what was it that we were splitting the other day, Liv?
Talking about the green neons or the ones that we actually split?
Yeah, so I think we were going to put 100 in there.
Yeah.
Which is still a lot. Like,
It's like
I
100
still don't
neon
know
tetras.
that would be recommended for just like,
Well, I
at home.
certainly wouldn't recommend that at home.
yeah.
But like we just did some analytics, and I think we were estimating like 150.
Yeah.
So 150 for a 20-gallon tank. So somebody in the chat, and I forget who you said it was, mentioned that, hey, it actually, there's a lot of factors that go into this. So like
Could be Joe.
one, for us, how many water changes are you going to do? So like, yeah, you can put a lot of fish in your tank, but are you going to do the water changes that it takes to maintain that? And, how much you feed is going to determine like, how often you have to do water changes. And then, are you going to monitor your NO3s? Do you have plants in your tank to convert or make NO3 safe? Like, there's so many factors that go into it. So it isn't just like, hey, one rule applies to all aquariums. There's a lot of factors that go into it, and the stress that it could do if you're not keeping up with it, topping off for evaporation. There's a lot of stuff that could really play into stocking levels in an aquarium. So what do you think for if you're setting up a 10-gallon tank at home? And I would say the first question is you need to determine like how often do you want to maintenance that. So like if you got an aquarium at home, how often do you want to do water changes?
Do you have kids?
That is a big factor.
That is my first question. I do have kids. I would not want to do maintenance often.
So like you a once a week type person, once every other week, once a month?
I mean, I guess too. What in the heck? Oh, that's a shrimp with duckweed in his arms.
Big old shrimp.
Yeah, it was like upside down, but holding onto duckweed and swimming. I didn't know what was happening. I think it also depends on like where your tank is, and then if you have like an easy way to maintenance your tank. So like right now, I have a 10-gallon tank at my house that I still have not put anything in since my birthday when I got it last year, which was in August.
What?
It's because
You're so
It's your
busy.
parasites.
I need to test my water, and it hasn't been the priority. But anyways, yeah, I mean, once a week is probably doable.
Once a week.
Oh.
So, knowing that you're willing to do it once a week, how many fish do you think you could stock with just like the amount of feed that you've seen in the back building and working on it?
Well,
So
like Gubby
first
Joe
of all,
said.
what type of fish would you want to get? I guess that is the question.
Well, I think, my family would probably want some guppies.
Yeah, old Jay Guppy.
And Mila Guppy. She loves guppies.
So some guppies. Probably want them to breed.
What about-
I'm guessing.
Pea puffer leather.
Listen, pea puffers are cute, but they're little savages. I was feeding them today, and they were fighting over bloodworms and slinging each other.
They do the Lady and the Tramp.
Yeah.
They both eat a bloodworm and then they get
Yeah.
to the middle and fight it out.
Yeah, we would probably get guppies. I mean, there's other fish that I would probably like, but I don't know. Yeah, but I wouldn't want to like breed them to keep them. Like, I would want to breed them for the sake of like Mila getting to see that, but then I just
Yeah.
bring them here.
Yeah, you have.
I have an
avenue to get rid
easy
of them.
out, and
Yeah.
not everybody has that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like I would want to play it safe. I feel like I would probably just want to do like 5 or so. But I would also never ever feed powdered food ever again.
No? Why wouldn't you feed powdered food?
I think that's where my tank went wrong.
And explain that.
Well, number one, because I was the noobiest noob ever, so I wasn't really sure how much to feed. I only had 3 fish to start, and now we have 6 in there. But I think I was just like easily overfeeding because it's hard to tell like how much they're eating. Even like taking care of fish now, if there's something that's going to eat our big food, I 100% will give that over the powdered food because you can tell how much they're actually eating, and you can see it on the bottom or if they don't eat it to like gauge it better. And so, yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where my tank went wrong.
Yeah, powdered food notoriously dissolves in the water, which causes ammonia spikes. And it is hard to gauge whether they're eating it or it's just in the water column.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of problems with it. And then another thing is like we use a lot of mat filter sponge filters, and it's super easy for that powder food to get sucked up into the filter, and then it's just gone. And then, obviously that pollutes the water. And so, yeah, I could definitely see that. So like I know on like the guppies downstairs, I tend to feed them a lot of like frozen food, and then a lot of flake food because the flake food is big, like it sits on the side of the filter, so it doesn't get sucked up as easy. But so 5 fish, 10-gallon tank, willing to do maintenance once a week.
I could probably do more than that, but like I would rather just play it safe at this point.
Live plants?
Yes, absolutely.
Floating plants?
Yes.
Ooh,
Duckweed.
I mean, I have plenty of it, so
The choice
might as
isn't
well.
yours.
You are good at breeding some duckweed.
Yeah, and I have a moat full of it at home.
That is true.
If I should ever kill it, which is impossible, I'd have more. Yes, definitely floating plants. I think especially with like smaller, we're talking about my 10-gallon tank. I think definitely with a smaller tank like that, just to help any way possible with all the extra nutrients and such.
Yeah, so I think that would be a super easy to maintain aquarium.
Yeah. And
Nothing crazy.
And a snail, of course.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask you if you'd get a Larry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You gotta have them.
You have to.
So Liv, how about you? I know that in your office, your old office, you had a 125-gallon tank.
Yep.
So what are you thinking now as far as your setup?
In 125?
No, would you do the 125? Would you do something smaller? I know we talked about having like a marketing / I don't even know, a friend tank.
We're gonna have a community
It's
tank.
our friend's tank.
It's our friend's tank.
We already started
Yeah.
it.
So the 4 of us are gonna have a community tank and start putting fish in it. I did feed our friend fish over the weekend because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're so cute.
They're cute.
But anyway,
Mom
so
and dad, 2 babies.
what size tank would you go with?
I would definitely go with a 20.
20 gallon?
I mean, honestly, if I was going to have a tank in my house, I think I'd want to do like a 40.
Really?
Yeah. Just to make it more of like a
Statement.
centerpiece, not like a background thing, but
So you would do it you would just do the 40 as a centerpiece, not for like consistency.
what do you
Like
mean?
as far as like more water volume, less room for things to go wrong.
I mean, both, you know. But if I'm going to have a tank at home, I want it to be something everyone's like, oh my God, that's sick.
That's so
you know?
cool. That's huge.
I don't need it for my enjoyment because I can do that here.
Yeah.
So let's say a 20 though. Fair?
20 gallon, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty common tank. I recommend it all the time. Love it.
Yeah. So are you asking like what fish I'd want to stock in that?
Yeah, like walk me through the details, and then we can kind of like
Mm.
reverse engineer and be like, hey, is it easy to maintain? Would it be hard to maintain?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well-
20 gallon tank. What type of fish?
I mean, you can't guess it.
Danios?
Daniel?
No.
Really?
No.
What?
I mean, like, yeah, but
I
no.
thought you would. I thought you were
Emily?
shooting Daniels.
No, I mean, yeah.
What's her fish, Em?
Wait, what is she gonna say?
A rainbow shiner?
Yeah.
Ah,
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's a good
yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Because those suckers are huge.
They're just so cute.
cute.
They can put
Just
down
so
some
cute.
food too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they definitely.
They're just so active. They move around a lot. So yeah, I'd have some rainbow shiners
How many?
in a 20 gallon. Maybe 3 to 5.
That's it.
Yeah. But I would probably have more than just rainbow shiners.
You
know? I like a tank that kind of has a lot going on, you know. Maybe a couple hill stream loaches. They're little cutie patooties as well.
They are cute.
I'd want to do some shrimp,
It's
but I don't know how
it's the
much my
belly
rainbow
button.
shiners would.
That's why you like the hill shrimp.
Yeah, that's true.
Because of what?
The
Belly
hill stream
buttons.
loaches, they're always just showing their full chest smushed up against the glass. Sorry, I got to center my train of thought again. No, but I would do a couple hill stream loaches, you know, some shrimp. Or no, not some shrimp. Snails is what I meant to say. I would just fear that my rainbow shiners might peck away at some shrimp.
Yeah, I could see him doing that. Never tried it.
Yeah. And then maybe some other, like, schooling fish. Like, as a... I do just think there's also something really eye-catching about, like, a little school of cardinals, you know? And those I might do, like, 15 of them or something.
So I think one thing that we definitely have to talk about, which you're reminding me of this, is filtration.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's one thing to be like, yes, you can do that many in a tank, but it's another thing to talk about filtration. So I know there's always the conversation of like, do you overfilter an aquarium or do you underfilter it? So I think that's a good question to ask the chat. Like, hey, like how do you gauge how much filtration you need? Or do you just do standard? I know for us, like all of our 20-gallon tanks pretty much have the same size sponge filter in all the tanks. Our ponds have the same 2 sponge filters in them. And so
Yeah.
it's pretty standard. But like, you know, as a hobbyist, how do you gauge what size filter you need? Because like you could look up, like you can go to PetSmart right now and buy a 20-gallon filter. But is that appropriate? Is it not? Is it too much, too little? So like, I think that's
Yeah.
an interesting question. So like, you know, for Leather's tank, I think she can get away with like a little sponge filter, you know, just a couple guppies.
That's good because that's what I got.
Yeah. But like your tank, the way that you're talking,
Yeah.
I don't think a sponge filter would do you justice.
Yeah. We need something a little more high power.
Yeah. Or even more like, you know, where she could get away with one, you might need like 2 bigger ones.
Yeah.
Or a hang on the back filter that has like more mechanical filtration instead of just biological filtration. So there's like this huge filtration discussion that we could have. And does overfiltering even, like, is that even a good thing? Like, this is a good question for you too. What does it mean to overfilter your aquarium?
I would assume like this is just like a quick example, but like putting this is a 20-gallon filter, but getting 2 of those because then that makes it essentially 40-gallon filterage.
Mm-hmm.
Or one bigger one. I guess obviously it depends on if it's going to fit in your tank or whatever. Or maybe like, I don't know, could you use 2 different kinds of filters at the same time?
Yeah.
That's my guess.
What do you think?
I guess I don't know in technical terms, but like there is a certain amount of like in keeping a healthy balanced tank, there probably is some level of like waste that you do want to allow to be like processed in the tank cycle. And so if you have a filter that's just like or so much filtration that it's just pulling all of that out, then it might do more harm to your cycle than good. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not a filtration expert.
Yeah, so I don't think...
I'll admit it.
So if you overfilter an aquarium, this is the way I look at it, and hopefully this can answer some of the questions that you guys have, is if I have one fish that produces X amount of waste, technically all I need is like this little tiny sponge filter to provide enough bacteria bed or a place for bacteria to grow to be able to convert that ammonia. But like now I got 2 fish, now I need double that size. And so like the amount of fish determines like how much bacteria like room you need, so that, or like a home for your bacteria. It's basically like you're growing a colony of bacteria and you need X amount of room for that bacteria to grow. And so like, you know, a 20-gallon filter might be appropriate for a 10-gallon tank if your stocking level is higher and you're feeding more and stuff like that. So like if you're setting up an aquarium at home, I'd probably recommend like, hey, like, you know, you're getting all these bigger fish that produce a lot more waste. It might make sense to have a canister filter that has a bunch of sponges in there, forces water through them more often. And then if Leather ran that same filter on her tank, you might have to clean yours, you know, once a month. She might have to clean hers once a year.
Yeah.
And so like an easy way to judge, and I'm sure you guys see this taking care of our fish all the time, when you go and you clean a filter and just stuff just comes out of it.
Endlessly.
Yeah, like that is like, oh man, like, you know, that was a lot of fish in that tank. Or you clean another filter and you're like, literally nothing came out. And that's just because like one is producing very little waste because there's not much waste being produced in the tank, and the other one is producing or processing a ton of waste. And so it collects that stuff, bacteria grows, and then it has a ton of like detritus in the filter. And so yeah, it is really interesting just like scaling your filtration to your bioload. And so I do think that's a good discussion.
So can you overfilter?
I think you can overfilter, but I don't necessarily think it's bad.
Okay.
And it's like the conversation of like, you know, if we're seeding a filter like we talked about last week, and we put a filter in an aquarium, like, yeah, it might have like, you know, you might have double the filtration that you need. So both filters only have 50% of the bacteria. You remove one, now the other filter has to kind of regrow the bacteria. I don't think it's enough to really hurt the filtration. But that, I mean, it's the same type of premise of like, can you overfilter? I mean, yes. And then you would just have less bacteria in both places. But then like it can scale much easier because the bacteria is already there. And so like, I'd rather have too much filtration than not enough. Because if you don't have enough, then you're having like ammonia problems, or your filter's trying to process a ton of waste and then it gets clogged up and now it's not filtering anything, and then you have an ammonia spike and it causes a lot of problems. So that's just my opinion on it. But I guess the big question that, you know, we've talked about is like, you know, like, can you really overstock an aquarium? And I don't think you really can, as long as you take into consideration all the factors. So like, technically, you could have a 1-gallon aquarium with like 40 fish in there, as long as you're willing to do the maintenance on it. So like that might look like, hey, I have a constant flow of fresh water coming into it 24 hours a day, and like that water is just constantly turned over. Like that's how you see like these huge warehouses and wholesalers that have like thousands of fish in a pond or tens of thousands of shrimp in this tiny little aquarium, because they constantly have fresh water coming in. Like as long as you meet the balance, you're fine. You just need to know what that balance is. And the balance is, do you have ammonia? Do you have NO2? And is your NO3 staying under 40 parts per million? Like, as long as you're achieving all those things, and 40 parts per million is mainly for fish, shrimp, I don't like getting above 20 parts per million. And so as long as you can keep all those parameters in check, like technically you can keep the fish in there, but it also comes into consideration of like, you know, is the fish going to be stressed because it's crowded? Like some fish need X amount of room to move around. Like you can't put a whale in a, you know, a body of water that is just the size of the whale. Like that wouldn't be healthy for it, even if you kept the filtration good and the water quality good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
The second layer would be the stress on the fish,
right,
just from the crowding. And so like providing it the appropriate amount of space.
Yeah, because like as people, we could have a healthy diet, we could have, you know, good air quality in our house, we could have a, you know, a good exercise regimen or whatever, but if we're like stressed out because of some life situation, we're obviously compromised, even if we're doing all the other things right.
If you're forced to sit next to someone for an extended period of time,
someone who is just brings joy,
it can literally
lights up every room they enter.
Almost kill you.
Sometimes that person will almost kill you.
Yes, it can happen. Mm-hmm. Have you ever almost killed me? Have you ever gone home and been like, man,
I hate him.
I wish he was dead. No, I'm glad we're buddies.
Leather, I'm really glad you're here.
Yesterday was one of the best days we've probably ever had, right?
Absolutely.
So me and Liv have been so busy. If you guys didn't know this, me and Liv share an office together. Best idea we've ever had.
Best idea we've ever had. Some people disagree, but
a lot of people disagree. Do you still disagree knowing how effective we are now?
I think it depends on the day.
Leather and Em both. Em, I won't speak for you.
More effective than I expected, but I still think it depends on the day.
We got some haters here at
Em, best idea we ever had?
I will say I thought it was your guys' worst idea. Liv knows how I feel.
I do.
But I do. Yeah, I don't think it's as it's definitely not as bad as I thought.
Now you and Em should share an office.
Oh my God. Em.
Emily would hate that.
Yeah, no thank you.
Think of how effective we could be.
No, because you'd be on Pokemon Discord all day with your little booping, booping, booping.
Full transparency, I mute it when Liv's in the room.
There was one day I was just in there and it was like popping off, but your computer was still on, so I had to scoot over and mute it real quick. I was like, I can't exist in this.
I thought you quit the Pokemon.
Deleted Discord from
I should hack your computer and delete Discord. Delete your account.
I'll go to get on Flip After Dark and I'll be like, where's Discord at?
I'm going to install a virus on your computer.
You are the virus. So anyway, me and Liv share an office, and yeah, basically, you know, it's tough. You know, if you're in close proximity, you know, with these things, they can stress you out to the point where you almost die.
The good news is it's a pretty big office, so Rob's toots don't pollute the environment too much.
No, they don't. No, I keep spray in my drawer just in case.
Sometimes I'm like, why does it smell like a
roses?
Ocean breeze.
Exactly.
Ocean
breeze.
Yep. That's how you know. I always walk in. Why does it smell like poop in here? And I was like, oh, Liv must have been doing emails.
Oh my goodness.
Okay. All
right. So anyway, yes, stress is definitely a factor for fish in a small aquarium, even if you keep the water parameters perfect.
Yeah. And to finish, I think what you were saying is we've been very busy lately, so neither of us have really been in our office a ton.
Oh yeah,
We've
I
been-
forgot where I was going. Thank you. Go ahead.
We used to we'd come in 7 a.m. We'd be in our office for like the first half of the day or so, getting some things done, whatever. But lately, I've been over in fish. Rob's been over in shrimp. We've been doing some other stuff. And yesterday was like the first day in months. It feels like
Yeah.
that we were just chugging away at some stuff. And it was your favorite day.
My favorite day.
Yeah.
It felt good. Liv will never admit that she enjoyed it too, but actually, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. Somebody clip that, save that.
Yeah, I love being here till 8 p.m. Yeah, it was a really great day.
Well, I don't know why you were here till 8 p.m.
Just
But unfortunately, I was too.
you were here later.
So I will tell you guys a funny story. So Amanda, my wife, and this is, we're wrapping up. So Amanda, my wife, decided that, you know, she really enjoys guppies. We have a tank at home, community tank, tons of guppies in there. They're breeding like crazy. She's having a lot of fun with it. And so she goes down this rabbit hole of like, oh, like, what are some high-end cool guppies? So she finds them and she's like, Robert, these guppies are so cool. Look at these. Like, why don't we carry these? And just going on and on. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. And she's like, you need to order some. I'm like, listen, we have so many things going on. I don't need anything else. Like, we have a very strict budget, like, on what we're spending on livestock. Like, we don't have money to be buying random guppies to breed. And I was like, if you want to buy random guppies, like, you know, take it out of our personal budget and you can get them. And so she's like, okay. And then she's like, you know, if I was gonna get guppies, where would I have them shipped? And I was like, oh, well, like, you know, you'd ship them to like our new shipping room, which is, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I wake up the next day and she's like, hey, I ordered those guppies. I'm like, what? Like, she asked me Sunday, Monday morning I wake up and she had already ordered them. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you told me have them shipped to that building. And I'm like, babe, that's crazy. And so then, like, later on in the day, she's like, hey, just so you know, they shipped them. And I was like, what? So they shipped them overnight. So I found out about it Sunday night that it was even a possibility. By Tuesday, I have 6 pairs of guppies that I didn't anticipate.
And
No,
a whole bunch of fries.
I lied. It was 12 pairs of guppies.
Is that what you were setting tanks up for yesterday?
Yes. So we have no tank set up for these guppies whatsoever. We are in the middle of a move. We're just barely setting up tanks to be able to move stuff.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Amanda gets all these guppies. And so yesterday, the shipping team, which they were going to have to do this anyway. I mean, we had to get these tanks ready. They have to clean 24 tanks, sanitize them, make sure they're all ready. Yesterday night, we're drilling mat filters, cutting lift tubes, cleaning the sump, filling tanks up, sorting guppies. Next thing you know, we left here at like 9 o'clock. It was brutal.
That's not too bad. I thought you'd be here later.
Yeah. It might have been, worst case, it was 9:30.
Yeah.
Because I know we got home at 10:30.
Gotcha.
But we stopped and got something to eat on the way home. So
I'm going to have to go check out these most beautiful guppies that she picked
I need
out.
to go check out and make sure they're still alive. God forbid they all die.
Oh, God.
That's the added stress as a husband. Now it's not just, hey, I got 13 more tanks to take care of. No, I got 13 more tanks to take care of, and my wife that's going to ask me every day, how are those guppies? And if one dies, it's going to be like, oh, no.
Yeah.
So there is definitely
I'm just glad they went in your guppy rack.
yeah.
She was giving you an opportunity to exercise your skill and experience and expertise in the hobby. Don't steal that from her.
Yeah, I don't want to steal that from her. I'm just glad she gave me the opportunity to shine.
That's a good wife.
Yeah, it's a great wife. So, cheers to you, honey. On that note, hopefully you guys enjoyed this hot takes with
Flip.
the Flip fam. Yep. Anything else in the
my
comment section that
gosh.
we need to get to?
They just say that puts a whole new definition to husbandry.
That is good. That is good.
They didn't realize that this was a story that happened literally yesterday.
Yeah, literally last night.
It was last night.
Yeah. So if you guys are a club member, it will be a part. Like me and Em are gonna film today for the update next week. So you guys will see the new guppies and kind of the new rack and what they got done and how the new process is going. Which we do need to go down there to make sure that IOA is good enough. I think it is, but I want you to sign off on it. We only have 31 inches in an IOA, which is not ever ideal, but it's only where there's a beam. So there's like 31 inches on one side of the beam, 31 inches on the other side of the beam, which does make things a little not ideal.
Yeah.
So
Well, are you guys ready to pick some numbers?
yeah, I'm ready.
Okay. The range is 28 to 62.
Ladies first.
28. 57.
Mama Bear More.
Mama Bear More.
I want 43.
Oink Master.
Oink Master.
Can you give us an oink real
Oink,
quick?
oink. Is that good?
No.
Oh, that was it. Yeah, I just do the cute oink. I don't do like that weird oink. You show me what you mean.
I don't know what it sounds like. That's why I'm asking you.
Do you know what it sounds like?
What?
Oinking. Can you oink?
I'm not oinking.
Can you oink for us?
No.
Please.
No, absolutely not.
If Liv oinks, will you
I
oink?
would sing the Star Spangled Banner for you before I would oink.
Rob, like what? You're teaching Maisie what sound the pigs make.
How about this? Whoever loses rock, paper, scissors has to oink.
No.
Oh, you wouldn't go to that level.
No, I have shame.
Oh.
I have shame.
But you will peer pressure me into doing
Yeah,
it.
you have less shame.
Yeah, I'm very
Have
confident.
have you seen your existence? You don't have that much shame, right?
Nope, not me. All right, let's
right.
end this. You won last week, so you're on a 1 week winning streak.
I freaking obliterated you a week ago. A week ago today, almost to the minute.
Yeah, I
got
purposely didn't say
destroyed.
what I was going today because I didn't want you to think that I misled you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ready?
Come on, Oink Master. Are you ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Oh,
2 weeks
again.
streak.
Destroyed.
2
Wrecked.
week streak.
Oink. Oink for us.
Oink, little piggy, oink.
Okay, well, Mama Bear More, let's spin this wheel and see what you get.
That was a pathetic.
That was kind of
spin.
a weak
You
spin.
should redo that.
I didn't have the
do
mobility.
it quick before it
but
stops.
what if it's amazing?
Daphne bundle. That's pretty amazing.
That's pretty amazing.
So which
Some
one?
live food for your aquarium.
Which one have you won?
Mama
Liv.
Bear More.
Mama Bear More. Getting
Oh,
the Daphne
Oink
bundle.
Master, you almost won. They
Oink
just
Master,
popped
I
back in the
almost won.
chat.
I knew I should have went scissors, but Liv always goes scissors. That's like her signature move.
It is.
I don't know.
What is going
So
on?
anyway,
I'm trying to
Mama
respond
Bear
in the
More,
chat.
congratulations. We're cutting the cameras. God bless.
What's happening?
Rob said something he shouldn't have. And he didn't
Rob's
realize it
losing
until
it.
after it came out of his mouth.
Oh gosh.
Okay, so
Nobody clipped that. My
don't
God.
forget. Now we're both crying.
You guys are both bawling your eyes
Okay,
Oh my gosh.
so this Thursday, Flip After Dark, streaming not on YouTube, but join us in Discord on the
yep.
Flip After Dark voice channel.
We'll have a great time.
We'll have a great time. Anything else going on that people need to stay caught up with until next week?
Oh my gosh.
Just keep checking our sale. 'cause
Em, did we
keep
schedule
adding
out-
more stuff?
Did we?
This is like full circle. Leather's literally in the middle of saying something.
And I cut her off.
Nope. It's
Go
fine.
ahead.
You didn't just talk over her. You like screamed over her.
I didn't even realize she was talking.
I
Leather,
was
what
just-
should people do?
I was just saying to keep checking our sale because we keep adding new stuff a couple times a week.
Love it.
And also, Mama Bear More, I'm processing your Daphnia bundle to get sent to you. Right
Flip
now.
After Dark Thursday.
What's that?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Time TBD, but it'll definitely be Thursday evening.
Mm-hmm. And Emily, question for you. Did we schedule out our AMA for this month?
No.
Okay. So we need to schedule out our club meeting for this month. It'll probably be towards the end of the month. Not this weekend, probably next weekend or the following weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So we will get that scheduled out. It's going to be a good time. We got some great ideas for that. And it's good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right, on that note, I think we should wrap this sucker up.
Yep. Valentine's Day is this Friday, everybody. Enjoy a day with your loved ones.
Yeah, and just so you guys know, Liv loves chocolate-covered strawberries. So if you ship them to us, they might not make it to Liv if they don't have her name on it, just saying. So make sure you put Liv's name on it. There is a local place you can order them from.
It's called Gorance.
Message me. I'll give you all the details. They'll deliver them to her, and she will be so happy.
And on that note,
you guys make it a great week. Sorry for all the shenanigans today. It was fun. Happy early Valentine's Day to you all. And Sunday's my birthday, so happy early birthday to myself.
oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm
You're going to be 52.
54.
Oh, 4, sorry.
Oh.
54.
Yeah, 54.
Don't give him so much credit, Leather.
Sorry.
Just remember, 81.
Yeah.
81.
Yep, 54.
No, that's actually only 44.
Yeah, I know.
You guys make it a great week. As always, God bless.
And we will catch you on the flip side. Sayonara.
Bye. Ta.
You know-
TTYL.